You've built significant wealth. You're smart, you're capable, and you didn't get here by accident. So why would you pay someone to manage your investments when you could do it all by yourself? It's a fair question, and the answer might surprise you. Let's talk about what it actually takes to go at it alone and what you might be giving up if you do. I'm Nader Nasser. I'm a senior portfolio manager and wealth advisor at RBC Dominion Securities in Montreal. And for 20 years, I've worked with high net worth families, businesses, and trusts, and I've seen both sides of this debate up close. Some people thrive managing their own money while others think they will until reality hits. Today, I want to give you a clear, honest breakdown so that you can make the right choice for your situation. And if you're finding this helpful, do me a favor, hit that like button and subscribe. It really helps me reach more people with this kind of content, and I truly appreciate your support. Let's start with what it takes to successfully manage your own investments. I call these the 4 pillars, and you need all 4 to do this very well. The first pillar is time. Investing isn't a set it and forget it hobby when you're managing real wealth. You need time to research, rebalance, monitor holdings, stay on top of tax rules, and respond to market changes. If you're running a business, managing a career, focused on your health or on your family, that time has to come from somewhere. The second pillar is interest. This can't feel like a chore. You need to genuinely want to read earnings reports, follow economic data, and understand sector trends. If the thought of spending hours of your evenings analyzing balance sheets sounds exhausting, that's probably a red flag. The third pillar is skill. Being good with money doesn't automatically make you a good investor. Do you understand asset allocation, diversification, tax loss harvesting, currency exposure, and risk-adjusted returns? Can you evaluate whether a stock is overvalued or a bond fund fits your timeline? Now, of course, these are all learnable skills, but they do take time and years to develop. The last of the 4 pillars, and probably the most important, is emotional temperament. Markets are noisy. Every day there's a headline screaming that the sky is falling and that you're missing out on the next big thing. Can you ignore that? Can you stick to your plan when your portfolio drops 20% in a month? Most people think they can until it happens. So in my opinion, if you're missing even one of these pillars, DIY investing becomes a lot riskier than it looks. And by the way, if after watching this you decide DIY investing is the right path for you, I do work closely with partners at RBC Direct Investing. I'm happy to set up a conversation to get you started on right foot, and if that's the case, just reach out to me by email at the address linked below in the description. Here's something most people don't realize. When you work with an advisor, you get access to investments that simply aren't available on direct investing platforms. I'm talking about things like alternative investments, structured notes, hedge funds, private equity, private credit. Now let me be clear, these aren't appropriate for everybody. They come with their own risks, fees, and complexities, but for some high net worth investors, they can play an important role in diversification, income generation, or risk management. The point is this: if you're investing on your own, you're limited to what's available on public platforms, mostly stocks, bonds, ETFs, and mutual funds. That might be fine for most people, but if you want exposure to strategies that aren't correlated to traditional markets, or access to institutional grade investments, you need a relationship with a firm that can provide them. And even if you never use these options, it's worth knowing they're there if your situation changes. Now, let's talk about what DIY investors often don't consider, the stuff that happens around the portfolio. When you work with an advisor, you're not just getting investment management, you're getting financial planning. Together, we can answer questions like, are you on track for retirement? Are you saving enough? Are your goals realistic? We can address tax strategy. How do you minimize taxes on withdrawals, capital gains, or estate transfers? When should you realize losses? And maybe how do you optimize RRSP versus TFSA contributions? Together, we can also do an insurance review. Do you have the right coverage? Are there gaps that could devastate your family or massively erode your legacy? And of course, estate planning coordination. Are your beneficiaries set up correctly? Is your will aligned with your accounts? What happens to your wealth when you're gone? DIY investors have to figure out all of this on their own or hire separate professionals for each piece. And here's the thing, a single mistake in any of these areas can cost you far more than you'd ever pay in advisory fees. I've seen it happen. Someone saves 1% in fees but loses 5% because they triggered unnecessary capital gains. Or they sit on a poorly structured estate plan and their family ends up in a legal mess. Or they have no disability insurance and one health event derails everything. The math isn't just about what you pay, it's about what you keep and what you protect. And here's something I see DIY investors do all the time. It's what I call analysis paralysis. They want to invest, they know they should invest, but they're waiting for the right time, and they're waiting for things like interest rates to stabilize, inflation to cool down, they're waiting for the election to be over, or maybe for geopolitical tensions to ease, and of course, they just want markets to pull back just a bit more. And so they sit on cash for months, sometimes years, waiting for all green lights. But here's the truth, there are never all green lights. There's always something to worry about, always a reason to wait. And they wait, but they're earning next to nothing and missing out on long-term growth. An advisor's job isn't to predict the future, it's to help you build a plan, get invested, and stay invested even when the headlines are scary. We help you build a plan, diversify properly, and tune out the noise. We push you to take action when your instinct is to freeze. Because in the long run, time in the market beats timing the market every single time. So which path is right for you? Look, I'm not here to say DIY investing is wrong. For some people, it works great. If you have the time, the interest, the skill, and the emotional discipline, and you're comfortable handling taxes and planning and insurance on your own, then go for it. And if that's you, reach out to me, RBC Direct Investing, and I'm happy to connect you with someone who can help you get set up. But if you're a busy professional, a business owner, someone focused on their health and their family, or someone managing a complex financial situation, the idea of rebalancing your portfolio during a market crash makes you anxious. If you want access to investments beyond what's on public platforms, and if you want someone in your corner who's thinking about the whole picture and not just your returns, but your taxes, your estate, your insurance, your goals, then working with an advisor probably makes more sense. And here's the key. It's not about what you pay in fees, it's about what you gain in clarity, confidence, protection, and access to investments. So, what do you think? Are you team DIY or team advisor? Drop me an email and let me know. And if you found this video helpful, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who might also benefit. I love hearing from you, so if there's a topic you'd like me to cover in a future video, shoot me an email. I do read every one of them. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.